market's heat. Build my throne on a wire so dire. Stack grew fat till a sudden strike. Blood hit hard, stoked my wicked spike. War broke out, streets ran red with dread. Chaos hit, gets me out of my head. Wealth shifts fast, I grab the prize. Horny as hell, seeing fear in their eyes. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses through my greedy needs. I love the flood, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I rain. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. Oh, I love the flood. Crash ignites, I hunt the weak. Scoop their cash, my hunger speaks. Stack swells, I own the fight. Effort's my fuel, I strike the night. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses through my greedy knees. I love the flood, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I rain. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. I love the flood. Set my trap, cash flows my way. Ride the fear, seize the day. Rules of mine, I break the fall. Foot's my bitch, I take it all. I love the flood, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I rain. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. I love the flood. I love the flood, I rule, I win. Chase the high, leverage to the edge. Stack was king, felt the market's pledge. Dreams took flight, then the crash bit deep. Margin call, howls I can't sleep. Panic grips, bags bleed out fast. Heart pounds hard, this shit won't last. Sweat drips cold, that's a chokehold tight. Liquidation's ghost haunts my night. Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. every tick drops, my guts twist and burn. Stacks a ghost, when will I learn? Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. Saw the trap, set a line to hold. Took a breath, stopped the panic cold. Stuck to the plan, clawed my way back. Foot fades out, but the scars attack. Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. Liquidation cry. I rise through the pain. Built my life on the market's beat. Fortune grew with every heartbeat. Hands of gold stacked the ledger's gain. Years of work shone before the pain. FOMO hitched a ride on the hype train. Threw it all on a wild dumb play. Ledger crashed, my world fell apart. Everything I built broke my heart. Darkness closes in, fear takes hold. Ruin stares where my dreams grow cold. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Highs that drop like a gut punch that's dead. Hold it together through the mess I fight. Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls. Set my limits, step back to breathe. Cleared my head, let the panic leave. Stuck to the plan, rebuild what's mine. Faint hope hums, I'm back online. Darkness closes in, fear takes
Ladies and gentlemen,
ruin stares where my dreams grow cold. When FOMO calls,
please join me for the ringing of the cowbell.
highs that drop like a gut punch that's dead. Hold it together through the mess I fight. Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls, all the traps set my line to stay. Took a break, shook the fear.
The ringing of the cowbell is now complete.
Held my plan, turned the tide around. Ledger heals where my losses drown. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat.
We are running just a little bit behind here. We are looking for the button to push at the very moment. I am sure that I am confident that our diligence will pay off shortly. Hey, I found it. It's right here. Look. Maybe on a market or something so we can find it quicker. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Get ready for tonight's turkey fantastical Just come on in, y'all.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Late Night Crypto with Road Dog. I'm Road Dog. I identify as a turkey, apparently. And got to get used to the little sound here. All right, so Bitcoin 4 hour. She goes up, she goes down. It's kind of Bitcoin's story. It just she's a Bob and Weaver right there, I guess, or she. The biggest thing that I can comment on is this particular area we keep coming back to. That Fibonacci that we've talked about before. The one that if it continues to hold is a really, really good sign. And when you think about it, I mean, look how resilient Bitcoin is. I don't think let's go to the daily. To the daily. Each one of these candles represents a day. This is how many days that we've been up here. Since May, the beginning of May. And here it is, mid-June. And we've only really broke it just a couple of times and very briefly. Didn't last more than a day that we were back up in these areas. The next day, maybe it tried it again, but they just couldn't do it. So there's a lot of strength here. And we talked about the scenario that from where we are, we were down here at 75, that big run up, that this Fibonacci area, now it's rare to hold, but we are at the point in this cycle that where if it is going to hold and we're going to blast off and take that big move, this is where it would happen. So I'm carefully watching this little sucker here, because we are in the slickest willy part of this market, where it can be so easy to make the wrong mistake, which often ends up being, oh, I throw it out. Oh, I got it all out, and miss it. We don't want that to happen. So we're watching this very carefully, and there's no signs yet that we need to look at the next major level down, which would still be a really, really good place to bounce. That would be the normal place I'd be looking for us to bounce. Looking at this, pretending this daily was any other time frame, I would normally be looking at this as like, we're probably coming down here. And I can still look at it that way. That sucks to say that, though, doesn't it? I'm noticing this 100 moving average still below that 200. And, you know, if this was the 15-minute, 1 hour, something like that, yeah. Wow. Okay, I was not really expecting we have no signs of being bearish whatsoever right now. I mean, we do with the war and everything, but we haven't made any lower lows or anything. I mean, major lower lows on this big time frame. I mean, it's not like we're, oh my gosh, but I mean, yeah, there's that sign that we can end up here. Now, I don't want to win. I don't think it's like tomorrow or anything like that. Maybe it's like toward mid or I've seen one argument that might put it toward like later July or something, when something like that happens. A lot of crazy things going on in the world, but there's a lot of strength here. But let's just say, hypothetically, what if you think about it? What if the sell in May, walk away guys were nailed it again? What if that was it? And you know, last year, sell in May would have worked. It was. I mean, you would have been okay to stay. Well, I won't say okay. It would have saved you through all the headache and drama of any kind of downside. And the market's picked up back up. Could have missed out on some really good deals. Could have missed out on a lot of heartache and headache and liquidations and things like that, and taking risk and making mistakes. You could have saved yourself from all that too. Road Dog, are you being bearish? I'm not really being bearish, but we can't. It's not bearish if we come down here. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think we're headed down here yet. I think we can get here. I think we got a lot of zigzagging and playing around going on. That we need to think about and try to plan ahead about, instead of trying to say everything's a flag to the upside, we're all going up, and see how that's been working out this past week, right? I want to come down to the smaller time frame. This one's the 4 hour. We're below the 200 moving average. Some people will see that as being a bearish sign, especially on this particular time frame. We have made lower lows. Then we could be working on slowly burning down to another lower low area. That could be happening. Or that little area we broke out retest. We're still bouncing off this little red line here, and maybe we come up and we shoot back up here. Maybe we are ranged, or maybe we're just slowly trying to bounce off this little guy and start going up. That's the tricky thing about this part of the market. And the only thing that I can think of that is that I can go with is just, I want to be in Bitcoin. I do not want to be out of my Bitcoin. But maybe I just want to kind of ease off of the Bitcoin. Just kind of chill with the Bitcoin. Hang on to what I got. Protect what I got. And if you come down lower, just gotta grab me a little bit and throw it in the bag. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, because I mean, what else are you going to do here? Because she can bounce. She can bounce. We don't want to forget about these bigger time frames look like here, right? Probably need to check them out. Now the monthlies were starting to look juicy good. That's where some good momentum's coming in at, right? Hey, they could be stronger, but hey, we're doing okay. 2 week, we crossed good. There's some weakness there. I ain't gonna lie. There's some weakness there. There is some weakness there. But we're above this 9 moving average, so I can't say anything bad about it. But all the bullish momentum that we got accustomed to and was hoping for, that's kind of been nullified as we're just kind of leveling out, ranging. Consolidating is the word that we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen. And so far, we've been consolidating mostly above 103,000, and we had a nice respect of that Fibonacci area today. And I would expect that maybe we could coming up to 109 again. After that time, I don't know. I'm leaning toward, after we come back up one more time, we might go down and say hello to that little green line that we just looked at. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that's kind of where I'm leaning by what I'm seeing on my moving averages and Ichimoku cloud and putting all these little pieces together. That seems to be where the current seems to be flowing and ebbing, and we got that resistance right up above there. So many areas of a little resistance right up in there that can just turn us over. I was very pleased to see us get up here to 1087, because I've been waiting for 1075 forever, much less any higher. So we can't bitch about it, because that was good. We wasn't expecting that. Everybody's expecting us to be down. They were calling for crazy, the 100s and 90s, and you know, possible, yeah. But then we started respecting this fib, and we respected this fib again with a little higher low. It took us just a little higher, and now I know some people are going to look at this and they're going to say, brother Turkey, that looks like a mean old bear flag. And I'm gonna say, that's all right, brother Tim, brother Timmy, brother Tommy, brother Debbie, brother Johnny, sister Susie. I know you got so many people out there always looking for these little guys, always looking, and maybe so, but that's what they also thought over here, brother Tommy, and it wasn't. It was not a bear flag. So we just give this a little time to confirm what the hell's going on. As long as she is above that 9 moving average, I'm saying, don't sweat it, baby. Don't sweat it. There's a lot of little variations that we can do here besides bear flags, okay? And so far, she's not deciding to do it. But if I were to look at, she could come down, get a higher high. We get a W pattern going on. Or maybe we just do the little old blast off and retest. There are so many options that we have here for price action to follow. We don't want to get ahead of it. Let's just kind of chill out and let it do what it do, you know? And we just kind of, hey. So why this market scared? Altcoins and Bitcoin dominance and everything else. Bitcoin dominance, my gosh, will not die. Why? Because everybody wants that dang Bitcoin, man. Out of all the cryptos in there, Bitcoin is the most dominant one. That's the one that everybody is focusing, where the majority of the attention is going. That's why it's got 64% of all the money in crypto is in Bitcoin. And so we watched Total 3 over here to try to get a feeling for altcoins. And of course, she looks like she's in one of them nasty bear flags. Or is she doing a respecting the bottom here? We still higher lows? We still there? Did we go below this one? Okay, we got to keep our eyeballs on it. She went lower than this one, but not lower than this one. So we in a range area right here. Broke some trend lines, and that's never. So this ain't fun summer. This is what it is. It ain't fun summer right now. And maybe we'll get a boost, and maybe this war scare stuff will resolve really easy. I don't know. It seemed to be a little bit better today than what it was yesterday. I'm going to come over to the chat and say hello to everybody and see if we can get this little turkey on topic here. I'm also going to throw out my little link if you got any altcoins or tickers or whatever you want to take a look at. I'll do my best to take a look at it, and we got some alpha to share with the rest of the crew here. Well, I always appreciate that. That's what makes this channel special, in my personal opinion. I can't find it. Because if we all share a little alpha with each other, then we all end up being a collector of a lot of alpha. There it is. We got it up there. Submit your coin requests for live analysis. You've been listening to some of the newer music that I've been putting out, and the stuff in the intro was a little bit heavier and kind of, it's like vampire music. I was trying to go for that feeling like if I was like on this movie scene of vampires, there was a shot, right, where, they were in like this kind of vampire nightclub. What kind of freaking music would be back there? And I thought, I want some of that. I think 9 Inch Nails Closer nailed it, though. Yeah. That one did it. Haven says, Nemesis, please. What'd you call me? Nemesis. Hey, Haven, how's it going? I was supposed to say hello to everybody, and I got off topic. Squirrel. I see that we got Strega. Strega, you first again tonight? That's awesome. Hey. Oh, and then there's Haven. Haven's first. Hey, Haven. And we got Soul in the house. With them cowbell. Nothing like a little cowbell to clear the air. There's where Sean was testing out the keyboard. I don't know why he needs to do that. Ave Medina. Thank you so much. Sicario. And I think I about got everybody. Glittery Marshmallow. There's Brackish. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Scarro says last 2 cycles have been 1,064 days from the bottom to the top. Measure it out. So we good. We still good, fam. Yeah, we should still have some more time to go. It's just hard to imagine how all these altcoins are gonna. It's hard to picture. I mean, they definitely can, but it's hard to picture how. To visualize the comeback that altcoins will need to do. So I got a question. I'd like to know. Can we do a poll? So I want to know if we look at altcoins a little bit differently next cycle after what you've been experienced this cycle. Maybe you'll focus a little bit more on Bitcoin. I'm just kind of curious. So far, or did I do that? I didn't vote on my own bowl. Haven says I was airdropped it on Soul, by the way. And Nimi, we'll take a look at that. William Marshall says, I'm scared. Scarrow says astrology is telling me Thursday late morning, get ready for a big dump. Wouldn't surprise me because that has been one of their dumping time periods is in toward the last of the week. Wouldn't be surprised. So today was Tuesday, right? Am I getting all confused again? That was odd to be pumping on a Monday. That was a little uncharacteristic. But things switch around and then we get the thing. Let's come over. What was it? I wrote it down, but now I can't read my writing. That's got to be a sign of old age. Oh, that was Nimi. Is that right? Oh, that's probably why I can't find it. It's probably over here. Is this you? Did I screw that up? Huh. I don't really know what I'm looking for there. I got 2 chats. I gotta get, okay. Bear with me, Turkey got confused. There we go, happens all the time, seems like. 88% so far of you saying, yeah, you'll look at altcoins differently next cycle. Maybe look a little bit more into Bitcoin. Smart choice. I would probably even think about it a little harder than you think that you are thinking about it. Because I was back then too. I learned that lesson last cycle. But even though I did do that, I still made some mistakes with my Bitcoin this cycle by, well, mostly using and kind of leveraging against it to the altcoins, borrowing against it to kind of do and open some altcoin positions and things like that. And that was kind of like backwards. Now it's okay with doing it in dollars, and that's cool. I was thinking of it in those terms at the time. I'm like, oh, why is this so much dollars worth? I can do that, and not considering it as much as I should have in the Bitcoin terms. And it slowly started sucking my Bitcoin away. I'm not very happy about that. But we can flip it back. But still, I'm going to be very cautious not to do that again next time. It's going to be not going to mix up. I'm probably not going to do a dang thing with my Bitcoin. I ain't putting my Bitcoin at risk for anything on perps or anything. If I got Bitcoin, it's going to go someplace safe. Don't let her come out, baby. Don't let her come out until I want to. Actually, if I want to sell her, but I can't see the reason to do that. Boss move Monday, my brother. I want to be a whale when I reincarnate. And I was looking for the name of that coin. Where'd it go? I just saw it up here, right? You may have to get that one to me again because I can't seem to find it. Namas. What the hell? I have Nimi. It's Namas. All right, got it. I got it. Let's take a look at that guy. Normus. Oh, that was kind of interesting, kind of cool. It's very Roman inspired there. Republic of Prariat, Numus. Area not to Simpere. Okay. Well, that looks cool. Looks a lot better than some things I've seen. And I'm doing this little guy because it works a lot. I got to color code these things so I recognize what they are if I ever see it again. For why I chose those areas. So what is that? Just right at 25 cents, and just a little under 27 cents, and it's sitting just under 19 cents right now. She's at the area for a pullback, so you might see her pull back now before she tries to go up there, or maybe she'll just go ahead and try to blast on up. That I don't know. But if it does want to come back, I keep my eye on this area here, about just right around 14 cent area, if you wanted to add some to your bags there. So from what I can see down at the bottom of the channel at this 0.5 Fibonacci area, kind of tells me that if we do have a little pullback, it might be on some little angle that comes down here, and then we might bounce from that. That could happen, or maybe she just wants to go on up. I don't know. It's kind of like with Joe with his little I forgot what you call it. I don't use that tool, but it's a cool tool. Maps out it's like a little decision tree. You know, that's how I look at this. I see these as points, and when price gets there, it's got to make a decision. And it's just like those little decision trees, those little maps, and we don't know. It's like those little books that you can get sometimes, pick your own adventure or something, you know. You get to the end of the chapter and you got to make a choice, and it takes you to then they put it on DVDs. Okay, I mean, I used to hear about, you know, my grandpa talk about those when he was a kid or something. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, grandpa used to sit and talk about how they used to have those books that, anyway. So you get to the end of the chapter and you decide, you know, which you're going to go, and then the thing, kind of like real life, how we make decisions every day, and kind of how it transfers over here to trading, how we make decisions and it affects our livelihood. So price, you know, gets to a certain point, she's got to make a choice. So I don't know, but if she goes here, I think she's, you know, this could probably be what she's going to do. A likelihood scenario. And if it goes the other way, well, I like those scenarios up here. And I see price as this little ping pong ball that just ping ponging, and not a ping pong, but a pinball, like a little pinball thing, man. Come down here, flip it up, boop, hit the little buzzer. Bzz. Ah, we won! Ding, ding, ding! Oh. Bitcoin is at $104,900, just right under 105,000. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Oh my God, but we were just dying. I've been watching it mostly on the 6 minute because, you know, I look and I do my plans on the bigger time frames, but for some reason I just like the pain of watching Bitcoin do something on these smaller ones. And the biggest thing that gives me insight on these smaller time frames are these bigger moving average. Now, I think last night we were looking at them, and I don't know, we were still here and hopeful that we had more upside because they haven't crossed. Well, they started crossing, but they haven't all fully crossed. So I'm still looking that we can get back here, and if they don't cross, then I view this as being, this is like a little oscillation thing, man. We just kind of float around these three guys. They're in perfect order right now. They're bullish right now until they flip otherwise. I got hope that we can come up here and just kind of, if anything else, just kind of range out through here. So coming back up to around 108, maybe a little less than that, maybe a little more than that. Right now we can pull our fibs and kind of get a better idea. Well, that's the same thing I do every night, man. So we're above our 236. Good. Tick it off our box. That's a sign of strength to be above that Fibonacci. That gives us hope that, hey, we can climb this, milking a cow, climb this ladder. That does look like milking a cow, though. Or, that milking a cow. Yeah. We'll just milk old Bessie for all. Let's just stop doing it. This is, hey. Anyway, all signs seem to point over here to 1 106,150 area. Right there at that 0.5 Fibonacci. Now, the rules I'm looking for with the fibs is I need to see us get above there. If why not? And this could be what we're looking at. It could happen anywhere between them. I'm really looking at it over here. If we can't, then maybe that puts us in danger. Well, not in danger, but well, it means we can resolve through here, or we'll keep these guys down here around 100,000 in line, okay? And then we may have to check on one of them somewhere in 1018. But we don't have those signs just yet. First sign that I need to see is a break of trend line, and we don't really have that here, even on the 6 minute. So until that happens, I ain't scared. I ain't scared at all, because this little guy can do lots of aerobatic, is that the word? Acrobatic tricks here off this trend line. Back flips, front flips, loop-de-loops, and all kinds of things. That trend line can be a springboard to a lot more upside, or some. I'm going to say a lot more. That sounds too hopium-ish, but to good areas that we've just recently seen. They always say when the invasion comes, that's the charts say it. That's usually one of the best times to buy, and then there's kind of a slow recovery after. So all the fears of some of this stuff. There might be another little surprise that the market makers can use to dump the market again, but I don't think it's coming right now. Now, Scario said something about Thursday. Maybe that's the scenario we're looking for. We just kind of ease up to these areas over here and then come over and roll over again Thursday. That could happen. That looks totally plausible to me, man. Go up all the way to 109. Maybe go up. It'd be cool if we could make up a higher high and then dump. That would be even better. But a lower high, roll over. I don't know. The momentum seems to be slowing down, but the strength is still there. It's such a weird ass situation to be in, and we're consolidating. Moving averages are all starting to get into their little earthworm orgy, sliver around, slopping all over each other. It's getting nasty up there on the 4 hour even. The biggest affected thing is the altcoins over here. You just screwed that up, didn't you? Okay, well, you gotta race it now. Because them altcoins can't get a break, man. It looked good, and then it don't. And it's all this guy's fault. It's Bitcoin dominance. That looks like a vagina. That looks like a uterus with the fallopian tubes right there. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back to the chat. Say hello to everybody. Let's see if we got any other altcoin requests here. Luke S says, if I see an A and E or cup and handle on that 6 minute, I see an A and E. Oh, Adam and Eve. Oh, on my 6 minute. Well, you're talking about down here. You can view it that way. Now, I used to do that. Now I would probably kind of look at this little area, but let me see if I can get these lines off. The biggest thing I would do is consult a trend line, because that's going to tell you what any kind of pattern that you're really dealing with is. And that was a channel, so we had kind of a channel breakout. Now they're just doing a little cup thing. Yeah, you could, I guess you could make that argument. It's not the best example of one, but the biggest idea is that we came out of a channel, broke it, and retested it, and then we've also formed support here, making another bottom pattern here, and a lot of people would see that as either some kind of triple bottom or head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders. A lot of people would see that. And that did a retest, and that's bullish. That's a bullish idea, coming back for that retest. So I mean, it can get it can get to where the patterns, they don't always look textbook. I like them when they look more textbook than if I have to kind of start guesstimating or anything. And what I eventually just came out to discover, man, hey man, there's a bigger pattern out here. And the OGs used to tell me that, and I was like, nah, because I wanted to know all the little I wanted to do all the little flaggies and this and get the nitty gritty of what every little thing was. But it came out like the bigger picture had all the answers, and it's so much easier, right? And even if you looked at it as just following this trend line, that told you something, right? That brought in the bullish megaphone pattern. 72% chance that breaks up after it gets a partial decline, right? So the patterns can give us clues as to what's going on, but the real thing is what it tells us in price action. And so for an Adam and Eve or a cup and handle, which I wouldn't play that as a cup and handle because it doesn't fit my rules for a cup and handle. My rules for a cup and handle is that we got to have we can't have dagger bottoms. But price has to rise into it. It feels that. But I do see it as that. I mean, nothing else. I went over this before too. Instead of arguing about if this is a triple bottom or if it's an inverted head and shoulders or this or that, it's really just a little channel. And it's got the same measure moves as the channel. We still got the same width of it. We put it at the breakout. We still get the same measure move. It reminds me, because I used to be a tattoo artist, and when in art, and not just in tattoos, but just in art in general, I was more of like the portrait kind, and it all starts with shapes, right? And once I grasped the concept that, oh crap, circle, square, triangle, and then what I'm looking at or trying to create comes out of that shape or that combination of shapes. And then art became so much easier, and then trying to make every line go and end up where it's supposed to be and keep everything to scale. It's all within the shape. Oh man, Road Dog's tripping. It really was 420 on the show, wasn't it? Oh, groovy, man. Hey, I think we're gonna pull out some Bob Ross. All right. Hey, man, look, Bitcoin dominance on the 6 minutes got the green dot. I do like that as inverted head and shoulder or channel. However, we got a retest of that area. That's bullish, and I like the trend lines. My biggest thing is trend lines, my friend. I don't know. It's fun to talk patterns, though. Talk shop, this and that, because there's so many different ways to look at it, and they're all valid as long as you. The thing about patterns is, as long as it fits the definitions for right, and you got your, they're usually you got touches, right? You got a trend line, but as long as you got two touches on one side and 3 on the other, whatever you're looking for that idea is valid. So you're not wrong. Symmetrical triangle, yeah. It is. Hate them, but it is. Okay. Inverted head and shoulder. So, cup and handle to the upside. I mean, there's so many different ways that you look at it. I don't agree with the cup and handle at all. And if it fits within a bigger pattern, then why are you worried about what the little squiggly patterns are on the inside? You need to be looking at the bigger pattern. That's one of the things that I see that's not kind of stressed out here. It's always like, let's find what's the minutest flag? It seems to be what I see. It seems like every time I turn some of these tubers on, that's all they're doing is just squeezing in on something just to find a flag. Or what they might think is a cup and hand. Yeah, it's crazy. But I think you get more information and better results by zooming out. We're getting all philosophical on the OTs and the A's right now, and I guess that's okay. Oh, not that T and A, Sean. Gosh darn it, you little horn dog, you. Gosh darn it. Or a bearish M. I already got off my 6 minute. Now the M shapes I find to be very interesting because they can get into the harmonics on the Fibonacci's. But nah. So that's one thing about patterns is that you can get to where you're always trying to look for everything and what this could be. It could be this, it could be that, and it could be this, and then you start being like some of those guys in the morning. Well, it can be a shoulder, head and shoulder to the upside. Look, no, that's a shoulder, head. You know, you get that. That's like a step in analysis paralysis, in my opinion, where you're just seeing too much damn stuff, and then you got, I don't know. And again, the bigger things, man. You gotta, the bigger things, the most important things that matter. Broke that trend line, holding this trend line. That's the two biggest things that matter right there. Because until that, I mean, well, I guess at the moment it's this one right here. That's the biggest thing that matters right here, is that trend line holding. And as long as it is, we're on a good start. And if we're going to do something, well, this stuff comes in waves, right? And Elliot might even have something. Elliot, what are you seeing? Oh, hell, Elliot, you don't know crap. All right, so Elliot doesn't have the forthright soup. So we could be doing our first of the waves here, right? And then the 1, 2, and our next wave should be one of the biggest ones, right? A third wave. Those third ones are supposed to be the bigger ones, the funner ones. The ones that if you take a good old Fibonacci extension over here, and you go from down here to up here to down here, we should be looking about a 1618 area right over here. So if we're trying to do all that Elliott stuff, then we're trying to come up there for our third wave and then see wherever we go for a 5, because it's got options. It can double top or go higher. I'm not an Elliott wave person, but what I do like about that theory, it helps me when this stuff starts happening, when we get into bottoms. Remember, oh, this doesn't necessarily have to be the end of it right here, right? And couple that together with the other things that we just looked at, you know, with the Fibonacci strategies. So the way I do all this is I just piece all this stuff together. Every bit of it's telling me some information here. And we're above this guy right here, headed toward this guy. And so far, I ain't got no reason to be too scared right now. Maybe in a day or two, maybe in a few hours, when we get up here and get tired out, we start getting, you know, to the end of this new impulse wave thing that we're hopefully forming here. Or if we just come up here and get rejected. Remember, we were talking about looking at that, and that's the biggest thing that I'm looking at right now. If we can get past 106 there, if we can. Well, I think we're working on that nice big old wave number 3. See if we can come back up to these areas here. Let's come back to the chat. So when you look at altcoins differently, 15 votes, 87% said yes, and 13% said no. And for the people who said no, now it could also be variables there about, you know, when you start getting into altcoins, where you hear when they were in the depths of the hell back in 2022 and working them all through there, or did you just come in lately when they had a dip? So we still got some variables there, because you came in lately, you know, that's not a bad play either if you just recently came in. But some of these bags are just getting tired of holding. Some of them are staking though. Focus, 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 squirrel! I'm trying. Look, says I use trend lines, support, and resistance. Then look at patterns on bigger time frames. I'm new to all of this, though, but I've 3x my pot so far on perps. Hey, that's good. So the biggest thing I would suggest for you, in my personal opinion, I mean, you're still kind of new to it, but you got a fairly decent grasp on those things, and yeah, those are excellent things to use right there. I think the focus now should be on your risk management, on those practices and what you're risking, that 1 to 2%, being very vigilant about that with stop losses, and the psychology, getting the emotions and all that stuff under control there. And it's a slow process. AMG Motorsports, what's up, my man? I'm here, been listening to Stealth as I was cooking my dinner for work later on. Always open for criticism. I don't try to criticize, but I mean, I'll share my opinions, and I compare them to what I've seen other places that have been taught that I may not necessarily agree with, or may have something to, a different angle to share with it. There are some YouTubers out there that are calling themselves millionaire traders that have not done what they are claiming to do, and claiming, what they claim that they can help you to do, because they haven't done it themselves. But they do get paid well from paid groups that they have. You got to keep that in mind when it comes to these mentors. If they got a big group, well, you can be assured that that's probably where all that wealth came from. And they're not very transparent at it at that point, because they got this image. It really becomes they're not them anymore. They're this image, this idea in their head that they trying to put out, and it's not real for anybody. It's not real for them, and it's not real for their audience either. So the Go Guru thing is it's a slippery slope. But I don't know, a mentor. I mean, there's good mentors out there. There are good mentors. It's those slick ass gurus that you got to watch out for. Six-minute Bitcoin trying to get above the 200 moving average there. Did you already do it on the 5-minute? Yes, you did. Look at you. Yay. That's encouragement. Getting ready for a golden cross on that one. I like to watch 6 minutes, a variation of the 60-minute of the 1 hour. That's all. Just my preference. Doesn't have to be yours. All right, I'm going to come over to altcoins, because this is what they've been looking like. Taking the dump, and if you've been hanging out, you will hear me talk about when we do come up to certain areas with total 3 and things like that, and you'll hear me say these things. And I'm not just saying it to you, I'm saying it to me too, because I need to hear this, because I have a problem with this, or I've got so much stuff to deal with that, sometimes it can get tricky. But we come up to certain areas on total 3 to take some profit, and we did reach that, and we did mention that here. And wow, look at the drop since then, though. That 618. I'm kind of surprised at that. I don't think I was quite expecting it to fall that much and even go below the 800 again, but it did. Here on the 2 hour, it come down this far. It's not that we were looking at it on the 200. It's the same on whatever time frame the Fibonacci is. Well, we came back and talked to Miss Lucy. 4 hour, I think, is one of my main, my favorite time frame to kind of look at altcoins and Bitcoin on everything. I think it's the moving averages. I think they got a good handle on things right here, and it's still bullish. Some bearish tendencies to kind of sandbag us, but we're kind of rangy through here right now, even on altcoins on total 3. So this summer, I think we're going to see some range and see some gives and takes out of altcoins, and then we also got our Bitcoin dominance thing, which that's the real kicker right here. What's this little sucker going to do? Now, if this keeps going up and Bitcoin goes up with it, I mean, altcoins can follow behind, and we can see some increase in their dollar value. They'll just kind of, lag around like that little puppy being drugged by his collar, being drugged behind there, just not coming up at all. But if we can just get this little sucker to come down a little bit more, man. it could give us some more relief on altcoins as long as we don't chase and we're sitting there taking profits. Because if you're chasing when, oh, look, it's going up, I need to get in, that FOMO, and I'm going to go ahead, we're going all in, altcoin season coming again. Because about every few weeks, I'll up until just a few weeks ago, that's all you heard every week. This is it, people. Let's have that. We're going to load up on altcoins. Altcoin season's coming. I got so sick and tired of hearing people call altcoin season. Even the 1 minute Thai guy guru called altcoin season. I'm like, God. And all the while Bitcoin Dominance is just saying, she's got that strong strength, but she does not want to go down. But if we can just get these little drops here and get paid on them, then we can do okay. We gotta have that mindset right now with altcoins. I do believe is taking that profit when it comes. And that might be why we're seeing such low excitement about altcoins and why they're so cheap. Nobody wants to hold them right now because, well, they don't hold their value as well right now. Now, some of the ones that I like that are starting to get discounted here, huh? You know what? So when altcoin season does start coming into effect, yeah, we need to be thinking, you need to have your plans about, you know, what altcoins am I going to be in? Or I know we like to do the Degen coins around here, and that's cool. And there's some good trades and you can see some good results from that. And it's hopeful for some bigger lottery ticket plays and stuff like that. But the money's not going to really rotate into them as much until like the very end, right? That's the last of the trickle down, when the big money, when they feel really get a chance to really shine, if they do at all. It trickles down. And once we start coming to Ethereum, which we're starting to see, we see it in Bitcoin. The layer ones will be there, and then it'll kind of roll over to their mid caps after that. So these top 100 coins, if you find something that you like there, it's probably pick out a few that you kind of like to want to ride, because they will move. And as they move, your portfolio grows, and then you do what they do. You start rolling it over in the mid caps into the smaller ones, kind of staggering your sectors, I guess, or your market cap areas there. Does that make sense? Whether it's those small new products, you know, we're kind of trying to layer into these too. So we don't want to come in and go all crazy on all the little ones that are 5 and 10 million, although you can do that and shotgun approach or something, have a little experiment or something. But yeah, you'll be sitting there waiting with your twiddling your thumbs, watching everything else pop off until your day finally comes, in most cases, unless you happen to just get lucky. But let's take a look at this one. This is Compound. I'm actually going to come over here on CoinMarketCap so we can have a better perspective of it. It's a borrowing lending thing based on Ethereum, but I think they've been expanding out, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken. It's got a decent market cap right now. I mean, a mid market cap right now. $500 million. This thing had an all-time high, $911 4 years ago. All-time low was 2 years ago when it's $25. So it's 2x up from its all-time low. And it was down in the 30s not too long ago. You could have got it in the 30s. Gets back up to 900 or even half of that. I mean, think about it. But this one's kind of a big deal. This one has got how many coins? Total supply of 10 million. So much better than 420 billion. As far as making the numbers go up, you can see quicker moves out of this, especially if this is going to be one of the first ones that people start paying attention to, and people do have a use case for it. Let's go check out the website just to get familiar with what Compound is. For the future of finance, we've been in a paradigm of shifting technologies to the market, emphasizing security, capital, and efficiency, and the radical transparency. Hey, somehow I just expected more from this. I thought we had a working platform over here, Compound. And it looks like, where are we at over here? So it's Ethereum, Binance, Sora, Avalanche, and Gnosis. I'm disappointed in your website. Link. I think there's another link there. Compound's a DeFi lending protocol. That's I actually wanted to see the protocol that allows users to earn interest on their cryptocurrencies. Why didn't you take me there? That makes me look stupid here. But maybe I didn't click the little thing. No, there's no. I don't want your intro. I want your app. Shouldn't be this hard. All right, screw it. Anyway, whether I'm in, you don't have to be in on it. But let's see how she's doing right now. Still looking for 142, 120 to come. Shorter term. She's already touched up 160 one time. We got to go back there, get above it, and then start heading towards 76. So with a little patience on this one, slowly building them back, whether it's DCA or however you want to do it. Because she is on a little correction right now. From where we are now, if we were to get back up there, it'd be about 52% gains. That's not bad. Not bad. She does appear to have broken trend lines, so being her little correction. Ellie, what do you think? You think that's not an ABC, is it? No. Yeah, she's on her fourth wave. She can be bouncing somewhere through here. Might have a little wiggle room on this trend line I got. Or bear trap or some scenario there. We got some nice crosses over here. Most of the altcoins have been showing these signs where the moving averages on the 4 hour and other time frames too, but it's so much easier to track here on the 4 hour. They're trying to go bullish. The altcoins want to go bullish. They want to go. And some of them are a little bit further along than others, but this one's pretty good. And so this is one of the stronger contenders, I think, to be in. So I think if you run across, if you use the moving averages like I happen to do, or some of the bigger ones, 800 or something like that, and we're starting to see this happen on the 4 hour, I think that's one good way that you can identify a strong coin to be in. If the ribbon is or if you're using an EMA ribbon or something like that, you'd have the same effect here on the 4 hour, where they're flipping. You see that sign. I think it's a good time to start paying attention to those coins. And so comp happens to be one that I think is good. What else over here is a lot of people are looking at this one. I'm not as familiar with it, but she's on a discount. She was hot, and it was a moving ZBCN. I'm gonna come over here and let's look and see a little bit what it is. ZBCN. Zevic Network, $346 million market cap, 100 billion, too damn many. I don't like that. So I won't. It's not going to be in the same category as, say, like Compound or something that's got just a, it's under 20 million or something like that. We're talking about 100 billion. So, but it's got hype right now until they start unleashing all the tokens as it goes up in value and all this other stuff. Yeah. So it's got potential. Seems to be holding this 50 Fibonacci area. So that's a good place to see if he'll continue to do it. I don't think I'm a little doubtful. But so far, she hadn't lost everything just quite yet. Testing the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Looking on the 4 hour on this one. That looks pretty good. It's already flipped the ribbon. Well, I mean, she's kind of new. But yeah, the ribbon flip already happened on the 4 hour. Testing the 200. This one's not a bad one. There may be a trend line, kind of a steeper one to retest. Maybe that's what we're doing right now. Trying to find some support here on that 0.5. 0.5 Fibonacci area can be a very interesting one to bounce from. You can get some interesting results from that little sucker. She can go a lot further than what you'd anticipate. Want to get some fun targets for Zebic just based on this little section here. We would be looking at the 100%. We'd be looking at this guy, the 161A, and we'd also be looking at this 200 right here. Sounds crazy, but penny and a half out of that. I'm not saying that that's this next move by any means, but this is where I'd be looking for it a little shorter term for a higher high. 0.008. That would be the next one I would look for if we go for a higher high. No guarantees we'll do that. There's other places through here that we've got. This little guy right over here, half a penny. But we're talking about getting some gains. I want some gains, right? 100% on spot. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Give me that. And so these would be like swing play ideas. Looking for that higher high. What if she don't come, road dog? Ain't no guarantees, Poppy. There's only a playbook and a safety net. Anita Cho, how's it going? I see you there. Luke L, is Bitcoin breaking out? Looks like it. Well, I don't know if it's breaking out, but it's going up. Let's take a look. Bitcoin. I guess we could take a look at the liquidity map. I've been trying to do that a little bit lately. That's good for the old algorithm. If we look at our indicator, I'm on 6 minute smaller time frame, and what's good over here? You see all this red money flow starting to ease up, and then it flips green like this. Even though it flipped back red, and you know we're still the momentum still. It's like a river, just like you're moving averages, man. And I think that's a cool way to kind of look at this. It's like a fluid river. There's a flow there, right? There's momentum. All right, it carries. And once you start seeing that flow start to go past this zero line here, this is what I like about this indicator. It makes it easy down here with this little bar when it's red and green on the money flow. So when it flips green, hey man, things are a little bit more positive. The downside's not as down anymore. The upside looks a little bit more happy. Finally got above the 200 moving average on the 600, and so looks like we're headed up to that 106 area. Now, because these moving averages are still above each other and they haven't crossed bearishly yet, I think there's a chance they can still cross, and they may still do it. But because they haven't yet, that tells me that price has got a good chance to even go above them. So we might even come back over here to about this 107 area. This is probably about the time I should break out my fib layer, redo my fib areas here. Just kind of update that. I'm going to take this one. Move you. Oh snap! You were from that bigger move, weren't you? You're still kind of valid, but I ain't going to look at you anymore. So basically, looking at the 618 and the 0.5 Fibonacci, just for some shorter term targets and to see what the hell happens there. Whatever price does there helps me figure out what his next move is going to be, because that tells me stuff. Every little area that we get to, it's got a story for us, and on the fib it tells us how strong it is. So we want to see it get past that 0.5 ideally, and then we're officially bullish, or feeling more bullish when we get past those 6. Doesn't mean that we can't have more ups and downs, that's what I'm saying, but it's saying, you're stronger than your Kung Fu is strong. I want to see if your Kung Fu is strong. Can you kick this high? If you can kick this high, you can be on my team. We're going to come back to the chat here. Oh, Lord. There we are. Nito, I heard the top is going to be September, October, November. Time-wise on 4-year cycle, yeah, I think we're looking at that. It's going to be interesting, though. It is going to be interesting. Now, altcoins, I don't know. It's going to be different. I do believe it's going to be different. Every cycle is different. But this one, you're definitely going to hear the narrative for the super cycle. And the weird ass thing is that if there was going to be a super cycle, I think that this would be the one it would happen in. So there's going to be all that FOMO and all that narrative going on this fall. Like, it's never going to end. And because altcoins will finally start coming around, and you have this argument that there's going to be a delay in altcoins and have an extended altcoin season because they were delayed so far, because they've been held down for so long. And with the growth, better adoption coming, now that people will be taking their profit when Bitcoin is up at 150,000, altcoins will get a new lease. So we'll be traveling on into 2026. So now that we could be swinging down that timeline. I don't know, man. I mean, it's possible, but that's the narrative that's what we're going to be hearing come fall. That is my prediction, my official prediction for what this market's going to.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I should say thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I think we reset the music. Anyway, that's what my spidey senses say. I just had what? I had just tried to get an airdrop. You got an airdrop this morning for the first time? They're cool, aren't they? Isn't it kind of cool when you get an airdrop? And sometimes they're like, oh, well, that's cool. Well, that's cute. Oh, that's nice. And then sometimes they're like, holy crap. Holy crap! Look at that! Look! Man, when I saw my dog go to the moon airdrop, and I'd had it for a while, it went up in value since I hadn't. They don't usually do it because a lot of people sell off. And you gotta, there's this thing, man. What should you do when you get an airdrop? Should you sell it all off? Because usually, sometimes that's the highest price you'll see out of them. Dimension is a good example of that. If you're in that situation, percent it down, man. Maybe do half, 25%, and then that way you got the best of both worlds, man. You don't have to feel bad about one way or the other if you sell half or sell 25% or something like that when you get it. And you know, you locked in a little something and got some rewarded, and then you got the rest of it in case it moons and does some crazy stuff. But just know that a lot of time when you get an airdrop, they go through some sell-offs and they go through down. People are going to sell them off. That's going to drag the price down. But then, like Uniswap, they can make a good comeback. Haven says, can you chart? MicroStrategy, I still call it MicroStrategy. I'm buying like my life depends on it with profits. You know, Now, I used to say I don't think you can go wrong with that one because it has done amazing things, but now they're doing some other stuff, right? Now they got some other derivatives like STR, Stride or whatever. So I don't know what they're doing right now. And that makes me think that they're like taking a lesson from DeFi over here in crypto, and it's going to get a little convoluted. And it may not be the sweet thing that it used to be, but hopefully I'm wrong, and it's still the same sweet gem that it's always been, because for the past, I don't know, how many years have I had it now? 4 or 5 years I've had it. I mean, I had to sell a bunch of it to pay taxes, right? And I was pissed off because I wasn't wanting to sell it at all because I knew it could go up. And I was left with just 3 measly little shares of it. I was so pissed because I ended up selling like I had 30 and then I ended up with 3 because I had to sell it to pay taxes. Then it did a 10-to-1 split and I was like, well, holy crap, I'm back again. Yeah. And I'm just like, damn. Okay, I'm cool with that. So I've got a little in MicroStrategies, and it has just been a time. My average buy-in is $15, according from all the splits that it's had, and it's been an amazing performer. And I'm like, shoot, I should have went. Pissed that I was in a situation to sell it. We could have done other options than to sell that, but for some reason, that's the path that I went down. Anyway, let's take a look at MSTR. I remember when they had it tokenized for a little bit last cycle. I think it was through Serum Labs or something. I can't remember. And then the SEC had a hissy fit and they had to cut all that stuff out. But we had tokenized stocks on some of our exchanges, man. They were just kind of like wrapped stocks. You can trade them. That pissed off Wall Street and the SEC and all those people, and they can't have none of that. They got to be the ones that do it first, right? It's at 375 right now. Ooh, I'm on the daily. That looks good, man. That looked good. That looked a little concerning here. That kind of could be a spike, blow off top idea, spike. Probably looks more spiky on a weekly and on Christmas tree candles. Well, that's a green candle. So this is what Christmas tree candles look like on the weekly, and you see all the little gaps and all this cool stuff. I don't like them. I like these because they just help me be more accurate. Take all that noise out. Nasty noise. So we're looking at if she were losing whatever areas that she were holding over here. She lost her 50 and all, or whatever she was holding. Possibly coming back to touch trend line. Didn't happen. Had a secondary trend line. So it looks like the sweet areas to buy are somewhere anywhere close to 340. If that happens, and it can. I can see that can happen, especially if Bitcoin drops. Or we go Bitcoin sideways, blah blah blah, then whatever. But that's not too bad. So maybe we see something like that. But where can she be going? That's the interesting question. And Elliot, you got a what? The hell? You and your funky wait. How's that? I don't agree with you, Elliot. I think you found some mushrooms. I feel like I'm at a fashion show walking down the catwalk. Yep. Okay. That definitely should have hit a resistance area there. Oh wow, it went past the 3618. Amazing, Elliot. Amazing. So that would be a little bit of resistance there, but I bet it is a 618 if I get the full move, huh? Alright, no. I'm looking for any harmonic activity, and I'm not sure that I spotted it. Let me try ye. No, I'm not totally convinced, but there might be a little something saying somewhere right here. I have to keep my eye on this. I haven't got this. I don't have exactly what I'm looking for to confirm this for me. But somewhere around 719. 720. I said 720. Anyway, it's a 4-hour time frame. Looked like she'd be wanting to come down, retest some areas here. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She got this little area right here. I bet you put a little fib there and you get a little something, a little nibble there. This 0.5 area, 3.8. I don't know where she's going to stop. She's at an area where we can see a little come down here and sideways or something, especially if it follows Bitcoin. But I'd like to retest this area and see if we can bounce on to the upside. Oh, MSTY. You said MSTR. Oh. Did I go the wrong thing? Okay. We can do the other one too. MSTY. Is that it? No, I don't know. I don't have anything. Maybe I misunderstood you there. If I got the wrong one, let me know, Haven. I'm coming back to the chat. Empty Motorsport says altcoin top will be Friday, 8 p.m. to 8:07 p.m. and then death. Oh my gosh. I wonder what they're doing, because they did switch it up a little bit over this weekend. You know, they did switch the gameplay up a little bit and pumped us more on Sunday night and the Monday, right? Instead of the Saturday and Sunday, they switched the days on us a little bit. They're tweaking their little algorithm there a little bit. But I wouldn't doubt that we might see another little drop. I mean, it wouldn't be surprised. I don't know that's going to happen, but it looks like right now Bitcoin keeps trying to kind of move up. And after the show, I'll be sitting there trying to figure out. Well, I'll probably do it here in a few minutes, then go set my orders and take me some profits as it goes up. See you next time. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Luco. Thanks for hanging out. I can honestly say Road Dog is my favorite turkey. Oh, thank you, Joe. The new show says DXY 6-month time frame looks like it's forming a right shoulder. That would probably be a good thing. Got the Dixie. I used to follow that, but I'm looking for something that's a little bit more in tune with crypto. So that's why we do the stable coins versus the DXY. But as for an overall good market indicator. So, okay, it's below 100. That's cool. Excuse me there. So that's usually a good sign when we see the dollar falling. That means people are running out of the dollar and they're putting it somewhere else. I mean, it's not. And that's what needs to happen. Whenever we get something like this, and there's a couple ways to look at it, and sometimes I put eyeballs on it. But one way to look at it is that, you know, you had some kind of flag triangle or whatever. But she broke out and then she came back. It failed, a failed pattern. It was a fake out, breakout, or that's one way to look at it. Another way, well, I guess we could also look at angles. Man, why are you doing this? Do I have too many windows open or something? Computer's acting funny. Is that angle respected somewhere else? So we got that angle. Give me that. Thank you. And we've also got it down here, and there is some support. So, moving averages, yeah, I think we're just still in a range, though. Honestly, I don't think we'll get too much further down here. I don't think we're ready to do the dump. I don't see a head and show. I don't know if I'm looking at the same time frame you're looking at. Oh, you're talking about on the 12-month, 6-month time frame. Jeez, that's zooming way out. And can't really see anything there, except for we're above the 9 and the 5. That's strong. Let's save 6 months. I think I got too many windows open or something. 6 months. Still above the 9, moving average above the 21. Looks like we're flowing just flying. We're flowing right along this little channel here, as far as I can see, until we actually break it. But we don't mind it coming down a little bit more. Man, this thing's locking up on me. You're acting funny. Let me close out some of these windows over here. Close you out. Last time Dixon dump like this was 2002, 2003. I'm not seeing the dump. Well, I mean, this has been since 2025 though. I mean, since January we were coming down. Well, with the bond market and all that, I guess, you know, people losing faith in the dollar or whatever. More than likely, what is going to happen, if I had to do a little prediction from what I can see what's going on in the world, is that the stable coins are going to start kicking in. Because we got the Genius Act thing I think that was passed today, and that's going to open up stable coins. And I was always floored why Biden administration were attacking stable coins, because I was like, that was one of the things that you could have used to strengthen the dollar. So in my personal opinion, that will help strengthen the dollar. And they're talking about the, you know, Amazon, Walmart, and all that. Pretty soon you can use your Tether or your more likely here USDC, or maybe even PayPal PYUSD, PayPal's USD, whatever stable coins. There's going to be a lot of different stable coin options out there, which, oh my God, I think they're going to end up being like meme coins. You're going to have a stable coin for every company's going to have their own damn. That's going to get crazy. You just need some good. Decentralized is the best way to go. It's always the best way to go, but there'll be a lot of centralized stablecoin stuff out there. But we're going to start seeing that it's going to be easier to spend this digital money and more accepted. It's coming. And this is on the weekly, and they just approved the bill. So well, that's their version. They still got to go through the House, and there's still some other things, right? It's not like it's ready to be signed into action, but those would be some good things, some good is it headwind? Not headwinds, tailwind. I don't know. Those would be some good things to kind of help us with, as far as the strength of the dollar in the future. There, Anita says, "I wish more dump." It does look like she's going to keep coming down a little bit. I just don't think she'll get too far past that little white line. It's a little janky over here, but. Some little areas here, and these moving averages. The flow is still strong. The flow is still strong. Yeah, that dotted line I think is actually pretty much on point. I think. Yeah, I'd go with it. But I mean, you know, every time she gets down to here so far, I mean, it looks scary with the dumps. But then slowly we start climbing out. An hour and 31 minutes. Well, we don't get a whole lot of altcoin requests anymore over here. No, you didn't go with the wrong thing. I was just mentioning it to the point where you were talking about some of the products that that there are some of the projects that are, although they got one called Misty now. Wow. I hope that don't screw things up. I'm getting a little kind of skittish on some of this stuff now too, because we got a peek into how this can happen, right? Last cycle with Terra Luna and Celsius and all that, because they got into some of this over leveraging stuff, right? And there was a house of cards that fell because of all that crap. And I'm nervous because that's all Wall Street knows how to freaking do. That's all they know to do. And they may blow some crap up if they're not careful, if they don't really fully understand the tech. This is like oil and water. You got their imaginary stuff and the digital stuff, and they're trying to mix it all. You can't fractionalize Bitcoin. I mean, it's not meant to be fractionalized like you can the dollar. You're not going to. No, they may do something stupid and it may implode on them if they get too crazy. If they still kind of build something off of others, and I'm not sure what they're doing, but it's just I've got my. I liked it when it was just MicroStrategy. What is it? 1 cent 1 second is Crow stablecoin. Oh, thanks for hanging out, MG. Well, we'll come over here and take a look at Tokenmetrics and just get some of the alpha that they might be having. They usually have the trending coins over here. I'm signed in, right? Yeah. I'm premium? I didn't know I had premium. Okay. I got the bot. I wasn't gonna do no damn subscription. I ended up buying their little NFT bot with some Ethereum. So it looks like they've changed stuff. Most trending, here it is. Okay, they got scrolling across. Lambo, Hype, XRP, and Wild. Hype has been kind of interesting. There were lots of flags to the upside on this little sucker. Yeah, there are a lot of flag plays right over here on this little sucker, I believe. So it's a good one, it's a strong one, and she's just on this nice big channel. Now, to me, where she is right now is a pretty. Can I click you, please? Can I? Oh man, I thought I had you all solid. Look at, I mean, that's a gorgeously strong trend, and there's a little deviation from it right here. She bounced off. I mean, how far away are you from it? It's about 5% away from it. She's starting to get away from the trend lines. What I'm saying. She's got some resistance ahead. It may be kind of shaky. I mean, she came up here, right? But look what happened last time. When it comes down, you know, say we may be like right here in this area, and we got to do some of this stuff going on down through here. That may be what we're looking at. Could be happening. Because we got some crosses going on over here, so I don't think she's just ready to pop up to $48 just yet. I think she's got a little accumulation to go through here, is what I'm seeing on the 4 hour. So I think you can pick this thing up somewhere between $38 and $40, and you could build. I mean, if you want to even do perps or levs or something like that, you know, 2-3x, and that's a safe little range. With a, you know, get a good stop loss below here or lower. Like this one would be a really good place, like $34. It's unlikely that they will do any kind of weird wick you out games under there. But I got a target at $51 there. What would that look like? My computer is acting all laggy. What kind of stop loss would that be under here? That's a, ooh. That's even getting it down here. That'd be 11%. I mean, on spot. But if you're doing like 2x leverage, then that's 20%, right? That's too much. So you could do it under here, and if she did go lower and made a lower low in here, that would start invalidating this idea. Somewhere about a 4%, you could do something like that. And if you can get it somewhere around $38, you could get a nice 7-to-1 risk reward ratio. Currently, your R's are sitting at about a 3-to-1, which is not bad. So some people could be, you know, their strategies could be just to layer in with the stop loss down here, because that's a 3-to-1 is still good, and they can offset that and increase the odds of it by buying, you know, averaging down through here, just as long as they know to set their stop losses here at what, 36 or whatever, 36.80ish. So you could build up a little small position here for like a little kind of a swing trade that could take a couple of weeks, or maybe not even that long. I don't know, maybe a week or so. It's not bad, but it's a strong trend, so it's worth trying to play that. So it's not a bad one. What was our other one over here? Wild, or WOD, I call it Wild. I think it's Wild. WorldCoin, that's it, WorldCoin. The eyeball, Sam Altman eyeball scanner coin. Oh, you've been on a correction. So I like that. I like that. That was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at that retest. That bearish retest was perfect. And, you know, we took tape measure moves and put down here and all this other stuff. But, if we did the channel idea, you know, you can kind of see what a channel looks like there. That measure move could take us down. Wow. But we got some good signs, good crosses here on the 4 hours, so I'm not looking at it like trying to do that as bad. If she does continue down, let's look at a 786. Moving averages look pretty good though. Are you going to go zigzaggy on me? Have you got one of them freaky patterns up there? Are you doing one of them butt cracks? Let me check the butt crack. Let me get the gloves on here. I think you would have done it here. I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that. That's a 618. Okay, yeah, but no. Yeah, I'm not. We'll keep our eye on that one. Elliot, tell me what you say. ABC? Yeah. Elliot sees an ABC correction. Ooh, 58% would be deep, Elliot. Might happen though. Could. Well, WorldCoin, you're just not as exciting as the Tokenmetrics kind of made you sound. But XRP, that one was also popping off there, or showing up there. 216. I'm kind of weeding out of XRP a little bit here. Go ahead and take our trend line over here, and oh, that's a sorry trend line. I don't like that at all, but it's all we got. Closest I got. You can go to some candle bodies over here and see if we got any kind of angle respect, and not great, but it still makes a good line in the sand. So I don't want to see price drop that, or I'll start talking bad about it. I don't see anything impressive over here at XRP. Just consolidation. Probably seen that on a lot of these coins here. Haven says, I'm going to sell half of Numus into Jupiter and then stake it. Thank you for the advice during the show, but I'll probably put the rest of it into Lambo and trade it on the 15-minute. How's Jupiter doing? 40 cents. Let me clear out some of this old stuff over here. It's just respecting that line for a retest. Let's see, carry this line out this way. And a head and shoulder, reversal, bottom pattern, different ideas over there, and came back, retest. They retested it here, came back, and then now we've came back to visit that again. You could extend that out, and then you could see how this megaphone pattern was working out. And that's kind of common to see. They start doing good, and then they don't quite make it up to the top of the trend line anymore. They start leveling out. Remember, it does like a partial. On this kind, it would be partial incline. It gets to an area where it just can't get anymore, and then that's when it starts wanting to give up the ghost. And the same thing on the opposite way. They want a decline. We look for an area that kind of levels out, loses, you know, doesn't go down anymore. On this one, we get these areas where it just can't keep going up anymore. First, this starts showing a sign of weakness. So Jupiter, how far down you coming? Are you coming down to 30? Are you doing 38 cents? It looks like she's trying to do 38 cents again. I hope you don't get down to 34, but we got to put that on the radar for that deep ass 886 retracement. Us doing these little M patterns that we got, kind of M patterns that we got going on here. That's some of that harmonic stuff. And cliff note is 886 basically. So I would put 34 on the radar. I hope we don't get down there on it, but we could have a slow burn down over the next few weeks. Could happen, or we could just double bottom right here at 38. I'm hoping that happens, but she's on a correction. We got to see which one of those areas that she'll kind of bounce off of. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at Bitcoin. 105.277. Just slowly working our way up and respecting that trend line, regaining 200 moving averages and coming closer and closer to this area about 106. 106.2 is what I've got at the 0.5. Moving averages are slowly starting to crunch in together and haven't crossed yet bearishly. Could happen. I would like to see price come up and maybe help them U-turn a little bit or gain some support, but don't know if that'll happen or not. Small time frame, it could. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you for hanging out tonight. I believe I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I don't see any other last quotes. Looks like you guys are tired, and Trade says I'm getting tired. Pretty long day. I feel kind of tired too. I'm going to go ahead and cut it to the end stream. I don't know if I got any new music over there, but we could go back to the intro if you guys wanted to hear the new the gothic kind of stuff that I got coming out right now. Otherwise, we'll hang out there for a few minutes. But thanks for hanging out. Trade carefully. It's a shaky market. There's Fed news this weekend. It's not the best week to be trading. It's not the best week to do a whole lot, but it does look like, you know, there'll be some relief. So there might be some reliefs coming for some of your altcoins. I'd advise you take advantage of it. Oh, I guess we got it over here too, or one of them. No, it's not it. But I like it. I haven't.
A gorgeous setup like a diamond's gleam. Every candle hides a darker scheme.
No, it's Rega.
Secrets in the night, but your instincts tell you hold it tight. Hold the line, don't lose the game. Patience whispers keep aflame. The baseline drops like a beating heart. Each charted move, a fragile art. Feel the rhythm, but stay your hand. In the stillness, find where you'll stand. A moment's impulse could steal it all, like chasing stars before they fall. Ride the wave, but know the shore. Fortune favors those who wait for more.
All right. So I'm going to put the new stuff on here. I'm getting it lined up right now. This is new too, but total different mood than what we're getting into right now.
Held your heart close, but let your logic go. A lover's game with charts that climb and dive. But don't lose
All right.
yourself trying
Here we
to
go.
chase the high, leverage to the edge. Stack was king, felt the market's pledge. Dreams took flight, then the crash bit deep. Margin call, howls I can't sleep. Panic grips, bags bleed out fast. Heart pounds hard, this shit won't last. Sweat drips cold, that's a chokehold tight. Liquidation's ghost haunts my night. Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. Anxiety claws, screens a blur of red. Friends cash out, leave me for dead. Every tick drops, my guts twist and burn. Stacks a ghost, when will I learn? Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. Saw the trap, set a line to hold. Took a breath, stopped the panic cold. Stuck to the plan, clawed my way back. Foot fades out, but the scars attack. Liquidation cry, it rips my soul. Fear cuts deep, I lose control. Pain screams loud, I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. liquidation cry. I rise through the pain.
Rode the wave, felt the market's heat. Built my throne on a wire so dire. Stack grew fat till a sudden strike. Blood hit hard, stoked my wicked spike. War broke out, streets ran red with dread. Chaos hit, gets me out of my head. Wealth shifts fast, I grab the prize. Horny as hell, seeing fear in their eyes. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses through my greedy needs. I love the fun, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I reign. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. Oh, I love the fury.
He said like that. He was from Norway. I love the flood.
Crash ignites, I hunt the weak. Scoop their cash, my hunger speaks. Stack swells, I own the fight. Floods my fuel, I strike the night. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses through my greedy needs. I love the fun, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I reign. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. Oh, I love the fun. Set my trap, cash flows my way. Ride the fear, seize the day. Rules are mine, I break the fall. Fud's my bitch, I take it all. I love the fun, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I reign. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. Oh, I love the fun. Rode the wave, felt the market's heat. Built my throne on a wire so dire. Stack grew fat till a sudden strike. Blood hit hard, stoked my wicked spike. War broke out, streets ran red with dread. Chaos hit, gets me out of my head. Wealth shifts fast, I grab the prize. Horny as hell, seeing fear in their eyes. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses.
I think this is a different variation of the same song.
I love the flood, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I crash ignites. I hunt the weak, scoop their cash. My hunger speaks, stack swells. I own the fight. Effort's my fuel. I strike the night. Hunger burns, the chaos feeds. Power pulses through my greedy knees. I love the flood, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I rain. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. I love the flood. Set my trap, cash flows my way. Ride the fear, seize the day. The rules are mine, I break the fall. Foot's my bench, I take it all. I love the flood, it turns me on. Blood in the streets, I'm king, I'm strong. Steal the gold through the panic I rain. Vicious thrill, I feed on the pain. I love the flood. I love the flood. I rule, I win. Built my life on the market's beat. Fortune grew with every heartbeat. Hands of gold stack the ledger's gain. Years of work shone before the pain. FOMO hitched a ride on the hype train. Threw it all on a wild dumb play. Ledger crashed, my world fell apart. Everything I built broke my heart. Darkness closes in, fear takes hold. Ruin stares where my dreams grow cold. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Highs that drop like a gut punch that's that. Hold it together through the mess I fight. Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls. Set my limits, step back to breathe. Cleared my head, let the panic leave. Stuck to the plan, rebuild what's mine. Faint hope hums, I'm back online. Darkness closes in, fear takes hold. Ruin stares where my dreams grow cold. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Highs that drop like a gut punch that's that. Hold it together through the mess I fight. Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls, all the traps set my line to stay.
more version of the same song coming. Give me your feedback if you want to, which version you like. The first one was the one that we released. It's the B version.
Built my life on the market speed. Fortune grew with every heartbeat. Hands of gold stack the ledgers gain. Years of work shown before the pain. FOMO hitched a ride on the hype train. Threw it all on a wild dumb play. Ledger crashed, my world fell apart. Everything I built broke my heart. Darkness closes in. Fear takes hold. Ruin stares where my dreams grow cold. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Highs that drop like a good punch. That's that, hold it together. Through the mess I fight. Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls. Set my limit, step back to breathe. Cleared my head, let the panic leave. Stuck to the plan, rebuild what's mine. Faint hope hums, I'm back online. Darkness closes in. Fear takes hold. Ruin stares where my dreams grow cold. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Eyes that drop like a good punch. That's that, hold it together. Through the mess I fight. Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls. Saw the trap, set my line to stay. Took a break, shook the fear away. Held my plan, turned the tide around. Ledger heals where my losses drown. When FOMO calls, it knocks me flat. Eyes that drop like a good punch. That's that, hold it together. Through the mess I fight. Savior's grip keeps my ruins night. Oh, when FOMO calls. When FOMO calls, I stand, I win.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out and checking out the new music. Some of the songs where there were two versions of them. Appreciate your feedback that you gave me on that. Always appreciate good feedback there. Well, we're going to call it a night and say good night, John Boy. But thanks for hanging out. Trade carefully, and let's just be patient with this market and try not to get our asses handed to us by doing anything too crazy. Going to be a wild week, but we do look for, from what I can see, a little up and then, of course, maybe some a little bit more down or retest, but it is good. The area that we bounced off, that's a strong area that could lead to something bigger if we start seeing these areas recover. If we start seeing 106.8 hold getting above here, it's going to be looking nicer and nicer. We might see a change of tune there, but it's not the end of the world at the present moment. There's some hope. See you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Good night, John Boy.